All right, so now talking about the line of best fit, which is a line drawn on the scatter diagram that shows the trend followed by the data points. And this line can be used to make predictions, whether it's predictions inside the data values, remember that's called interpolation, or make predictions with data values outside the given data, which is called extrapolation or extrapolation. We'll talk about how to find it by eye and refresh how to find it in the calculator. So to draw a line of best fit by eye, what you'll do is you'll find the mean point whose coordinates are calculated by finding the mean of the x values and the mean of the y values. You'll see that point with x with the bar on top and y with the bar on top. My bar is moved. And you'll first plot that point on your scatter diagram. So if you see on this graph down here, we have this point labeled with that x and y, the mean of the x and the mean of the y. So this point was the mean point. And then what you'll do is you'll draw a line going through that mean point. And then from there, just making sure that you have an equal amount of points both above and below the line. All right, so in example 3, we're going to keep with our math and biology test results, and we're first being asked to find the mean of the mathematics results. So adding up all 8 of my math tests and dividing by 8, I get that my mean, which because this was my x value, I'll say x with the bar on top, is about 32.75. My mean of my biology test results, again, adding them up, dividing by 8. Since this is my y value, I'm going to call this y with the bar on top, or the mean of the y values, so 25.5. I'm sorry, 25.25. Part C, plotting and labeling that mean point on our scatter diagram from example 2. So I'm going to have to go back to my scatter diagram in example 2. And we'll also use that mean point and the scatter diagram to draw in that line of best fit. All right, so back to example 2, my mean point is 32.75 and 25.25. So around, let's say 33 and 25, so maybe around here. Plot it, and I'm going to label it. You can either label it with the numbers or label it with the symbols. Either way helps if it's in a different color, but it doesn't have to be. And then using that to draw our line through it. So again, it doesn't have to be perfect, and these are going to vary depending on how straight you can draw your line. As we know, I can't draw straight lines on here, so I'm going to try my best. So it needs to go through your mean point and then just try to follow the trend of the rest of the points. So maybe something like this. That as long as it follows the trend of your other points and goes through that mean point, that's all that matters. Going back to example 3, just to read part D, hence predict the biology test result for someone who got a 40 on their math test. So if they got a 40 on their math test, that means I'd be looking at 40, going up to my line. I'm looking around maybe a 30. Mine's a little past that, maybe a 31. If you use the by eye, obviously it's going to depend on how your line was angled. If you choose to instead find the actual line of best fit using your graphing calculator, then you will instead get a more exact answer at 28.2. So by my eye line, I'm getting about, let's say 31 was about mine, somewhere around there. But if I use my graphing display calculator, I get that my actual equation is somewhere around y equals 0.411x plus 11.8. And then subbing in 40 for x, I would get that the biology test result would be about a 28.2. So they would probably, IB would probably accept anywhere between like a 28 and like a 32, probably just depending on how accurate your line was.